All right. Where to?
Let's go!
Got a minute? Talking nonsense, you are.
Oh, thank you.
Now what am I to do?
You. Mission accomplished, then. You'll have your reward. I'll let the merchant know to allow you through as well. I thank you.
All right.
I knew an outsider would be perfect for slipping through the cracks. Clearly, you were the right man for the job. Should keep our supply lines flowing smoothly. Thanks for helping us sort this out. By the way, what do you say to more consistent work from me? I can't imagine an elder could find an honest job in the city otherwise. But I don't much care what tribe you are. I'll always make sure you're paid properly for the work you do. Besides, keeping in contact with me might have its own advantages. Have you made up your mind?
All right. I accept.
A wise choice. Fine then. You seem determined enough. You heard nothing just now, right?
Right. I didn't hear anything.
That's for the best. It was just the wind. Am I clear? I've got some business to attend to. We'll go our separate ways for today. However, I trust you won't be telling anyone what you think you heard. If you do tell anyone, well, I'm sure you're sharp enough to imagine the consequences. Then we have a deal.
The trader and iconoclast, Brigitte. Within her dwells the virtue of the merchant. Nurture thy bond with her, and a new power yet slumbering within thee may awaken.
Interesting. Perhaps he does have hidden depths. You'll pick up your next job here. Come back another day.
What do you think? What are you playing at? What? Whoa. Eh? Lovely, that. Okay.
then. All right then. Let's head there right away.
You have my thanks. But why? Thank you. You really helped me out. Take a look. Well met, eh? Worth a try, yeah? Good, good.
Incredible!
All right.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
I've seen the state of the race with my own eyes, ladies, gents, and mad malcontents. If you wanted an update, here's your chance. So far, we've mostly seen gauntlet runner skirmishes and dueling mayhem. Now it's time for the real thing. Sounds like we've lost a few candidates already too. Poor bastards went after something too nasty for their head hunt and got themselves head hunted. We've got some candidates who have outright given up. No confidence. Can't blame them against these odds. And some others have bought and sold out of the race.
Come on! That's a bit unfair, isn't it?
I suppose money's power like anything else. Military strength's not meant to decide this race anyhow.
The question is, what's our final head count going to look like? Lots of unknowns left, people, and we'll not know the truth until the exhibition. A little bird told me one of our contenders has made a bold play in Martira. They might not even come out of it with a head.
What are they scheming then? Let's hear some details.
Sorry, chums, I'm just the crier. Can't speak for any one candidate in particular. Luckily, you'll not have long to wait now. With all that said, Can't help but wonder how Count Luis is taking this. Can we? My sources say he's not bothered with any of this. He's still gallivanting across the land, killing humans. And yet, even without a formal entry, Luis's voter base is still growing. Bound to have His Eminence Forden grinding his teeth that, for now, let's enjoy the show!
Right, everyone. Farewell said, particulars packed.
All that remains is to ride to Oceania with pride in our hearts.
Watch out, Luis. You won't know what hit you.
Well then, off to the races, what? Oh, Barden's given me a detailed map of the area.
Sounds like quite a journey. I hope it won't be as bumpy as last time.
Oh no, it'll be a sight smoother. But you've got wings. What are you fussing for?
Oh, there it is. Should have known the fatigue would hit eventually. About time I got some sleep. Heis, mate. Why are you on my bed? You're positively miniature, man. There are plenty of other places fit for you to sleep.
Yes. Splendid. Just magnificent.
What is he dreaming about?
I hope you've no designs on taking my bed. I have cut men down for less.
With friends like these.
Now then.
Whoa! Oh, hey!
Ha-ha! Tally-ho then!
Leaving behind the old castle town stricken by tragedy, the Gauntlet Runner sets off toward the exhibition of the brave. Their destination, Port Brilehaven, capital of the Principality of Oceania. A world unknown to them. What will they accomplish? Acclaim? Or...
What to pick?
Hey there! Whoa!
party sets off for Martira. As they watch the setting sun sink under the horizon, their gauntlet runner arrives in a land grown thick with trees. The wildlife retreats to safety before the sunlight fades, leaving only deafening silence. The anticipation that follows a journey's beginning swells in their hearts.
Oi!
Speaking of,
The breeze feels nice.
But
What now? Well then.
hey there. Yep.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
That reminds me.
Speaking of. Got it.
speaking.
The city ruins come to view. This place once flourished through the excavation of magma crystals by migrant workers. The work was hard, but the miners were hardy and spirited, and the promise of riches lured many here. In its time, it may have rivaled Brylehaven. However, the promise of strong magma drew forth the humans. As tragedies climbed, it became a ghost town. Now only the threatening glimmer of the crystals remain. And with the promise of abandoned riches followed the thieves. For some reason, though, they all seem to scurry home empty-handed, gripped by fear.
This is...
No. Everything okay?
Right.
That's why.
Yeah. All right.
Hey!
So,
Here.
As the sun sinks below the horizon, the Gauntlet Runner arrives in a land dense with trees. The glow of the Gauntlet Runner pierces the dark, warmly enveloping them in its light.
Look at that. This is...
Well met.
All right.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Quite.
I see.
That reminds me.
All right. Now then.
Tolerance. Why, that's...
Gauntlet runner sighted!
Hey! Hurry it up!
Certainly.
It's you! So we meet again! Maybe you got the better of me last time, but you're about to get some payback.
Give me a break, lady. Ever heard of learning from your mistakes? Sorry, but we don't intend to lose either.
Ooh, big talk. Well, I'm willing to rewrite my record if that's what it takes to be queen. My people are suffering as we speak. Who's gonna save the Parapus if I don't give it all I've got? I promised them all I'd become queen. You're all decent people, got nothing against you, but I'm not holding back.
Just leave this to me. And more
Looks like you've gotten stronger. So have we.
hidden heart.
Let me help!
That's nothing! This isn't supposed to happen!
A halfway decent result.
Not bad at all.
I didn't know I had it in me.
I've lost!
Yeah.
Oh.
Hmm? Hey.
Listen to me!
Well then.
I'll make it happen. But... That's why. It just ain't right.
Sure.
Thanks.
She. Now. A new power.
I'm not letting anyone die.
As the shadows are stretched to their limits before darkness takes them, the Gauntlet Runner arrives in a balmy wetland. Nocturnal creatures who lay dormant beneath the fens in the light rise to seek out their prey. Meanwhile, the party rests their weary souls, fatigued by the long journey, under the protection of the Gauntlet Runner.
Well then.
Hey. That reminds me.
All right.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Captain? Rise and shine, what? Almost there.
Rhylehaven. It's been a while.
You've been before?
My parents took me once when I was a boy. I remember the day we arrived, and waking up to the smell of the ocean. The place was crowded beyond belief. Everything was so different from our hometown in the countryside.
I felt much the same when I reached the royal capital. Quite a sight compared to my little village, with naught but fields and mountains.
To be sure. And where are you from, Hulkenberg?
You cannot guess? Surely Montario in the east. Why, the Hulkenbergs are one of that nation's most prominent aristocratic houses, if not foremost among them.
You don't say.
Well, yes. Though I've no close relationship with my parents, I've hardly seen them since I left home.
I see. Suppose we've all come a long way, haven't we?
Seems we'll make it to the exhibition just in time.
With a master at the helm, you're bound to, eh?
I really hope Joanna shows up.
We resolved to trust her. So we simply watch and wait.
Right. Everyone set and steady? Welcome, ladies and gents, to the coastal crown jewel, Port Rhylehaven.
Port Rhylehaven, capital of the Principality of Oceania, the western annexed state of Uchronia. A vivacious city, Rhylehaven is port of call to ships of both trade and war, bustling with hardy sailors. From the natural wonders caused by Magla to the Colosseum's contests of strength, people flock here to see the marvels of a city that never sleeps. The sea guides the Gauntlet Runner into the city, alongside a warm, salty breeze.
Wow! It's the ocean! Just look! There's water all the way to the horizon! It's kind of like the capital, but totally different.
Yes. The City of Water, Brilehaven.
Sancta Cadeau, you've brought us quite a magnificent head. How do you think it'll stack up against your competitors?
With the warrior monks at my side, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. But I won't presume to know the rankings. I humbly leave it in God's hands.
Lineup's a bit conventional for my taste so far. Oh, here comes our mysterious little underdog now. Stir things up a bit here, will you?
Would you look at these spectacular gauntlet runners? They must all be worthy of kings.
Looks like Luis is still the only one with a sky runner, though.
No. I'm sure those blasted clergymen have some mechanism for it too. The Sanctus Church funded the sky runners to begin with. If you can call that flying, of course. All just piffling about with levitation magic. Only a passing acquaintanceship to real aerodynamics. Birds have never needed magic to fly. Just the mechanical ingenuity of the feathered wing. That's the kind of breakthrough I'd like to make. You'll see, eh? One day, I'll make those wings reality, and we'll soar like birds.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good. I'll have you run in the sky with me. Mark my words.
If it isn't the pretentious little gallant and his cronies. If it isn't the walking headache. Well. No head to be seen. Weren't you talking big about chasing down that Heismay fiend?
You're referring to me, yes?
You're the man. This is a joke, is it? He's your great and terrible bounty. You know there's still time to drop out before you humiliate yourself in front of the masses.
Say what you wish. He is one of us. Tis not his head we are offering.
Truly? You're allied with a wanted criminal? Are you all mad? Oh, your public humiliation will be quite a sight. Come, Hector.
And that was?
A candidate and one of Luis's henchmen. We don't exactly see eye to eye.
Confound it. No damn parking spaces left. Well, let's look for somewhere a bit less unpleasantly populated.
Tomorrow is finally the exhibition to present all the heads. I really hope Joanna shows up.
You needn't all sleep here tonight, you know? I can stay and wait for the cavalry. Got to give the old girl a tune-up anyway, don't I?
Tis much appreciated. In that case, we should look for an inn about the city. Must sample the local delights. They've far better seafood than in the capital.
I can't wait.
To stop for rest, surrounded by fine food, is an uncommon blessing.
If you're sure, Nearest, then we'll leave it to you. Me, I long for a proper bed.
So be it. Let's find ourselves some lodging.
Really?
This is a joy! Oh, this blooming heat.
Hey, mister.
Hello. Need a ride? Good choice.
Say,
Whoa!
yes.
Well... Okay then.
Ridiculous. What do I do?
My.
What is it you require? Yeah.
Hey there! I see. What?
Hey!
I guess, but... Huh?
What do I do?
Enjoy your stay.
Kind of freaky.
Well, should have figured they'd be out of the upper rooms with all the travelers in town.
'Tis a far cry from the runner, at least. I am full glad to stretch my legs again.
Did you see that giant bug just now? It was like the size of my head. It's gotta be poisonous.
Oh, pull yourself together. It's just a insect.
Well, listen to you. You can't have lived in a giant sandworm den and been afraid of bugs, surely.
Hence the hut.
That's why you lived in that hut.
More importantly, we must discuss tomorrow's proceedings.
Right. We meet up with Joanna, then get to the exhibition after that. Joanna will admit to the crime. The guilt of a sanctoress, especially of her status, will guilt Forden by association. That should make an impression on Louise.
Yet for all this, we need Joanna herself. Do you truly think she would join us?
We have to trust her.
She chose to offer her own head instead of the monster's. If you ask me, she'd not have done that if she didn't believe it truly was her child. At least in part. I believe she expressed genuine parental love. I want to believe that, at least.
And what if she ends up not showing up? I mean, you're the one who got the worst of all of this in the first place.
If it comes to that, you've still got my head for the dais. After all, the bounty still says I'm a kidnapper.
Balderdash will not sacrifice an innocent life for our victory. But your offer speaks highly of your spirit.
Right. We've done what we can do. All that's left is to keep our chins up and face the competition head-on.
Too early yet to retire for the night. We could drop by one of the local pubs. Listen for what perks our ears. And while we're at it, might as well sit down to a proper supper, eh? Could be my last, after all.
Oh, haha, very funny. But I guess good info is important. Let's go check it out.
What are we without beauty? What do we care for promises and speeches from repulsive mouths? Beauty is everything, and it is time our country reflected that.
Sounds like the candidates have started their speeches. Let's listen in for a bit.
With all skills and talents equal, would you see the crown atop an ugly head or a handsome one? Beauty is power. Lack one, you should lack the other. When I take the throne, all the hideous will be stripped of their titles. Together, we shall build a nation ruled only by radiant, everlasting paragons of beauty.
I love you, Milo! I love you forever!
Well, he has a point about what people tend to follow.
What? This really doesn't bother you? It isn't right.
You'd rather wait for a king who was always right, then?
Enough about appearance. A beautiful face cannot win wars. Without military power, the crown's voice means nothing! When I am king, I will establish a unified nation with the Roussant tribe at its head! Our tribes, our status, they mean something. You could stray from a monolith, but it will still remain. There can be no true peace without using the power we command! Hear, hear! For Roussant pride!
What pride is there in seizing power by force? Disgraceful.
When I'm queen, all the land's corrupt upper classes will be wanted men! We'll have our guillotines sharpened and our wallets open! Those who thought to tilt the world with their heavy coffers will be a head lighter! We'll split their fortunes and toast to our health!
Preach it, Katharina! You're just what this land needs!
Wouldn't the first target be the one on the throne, then?
Everyone's just shouting all their ideals out.
These candidates are all pathetic. Nobody here even compares to Lord Luis.
Luis isn't even in the running, lad. Poor Blight is afraid of losing to Sanctifex Ford.
You've got it backwards, geezer. He's just not wasting his time on these windbags.
I confess, I know not how to feel. 'Tis unprecedented. Never before have our citizens come together in the street in broad daylight and shared their true feelings on king and kingdom.
Indeed. Is this really the kind of change His Majesty wanted? Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Let's go in. If we hang around too long here, we're bound to get dragged into a nasty argument.
I'm king. Pleasures will rule the city. A bar on every block and a flagon in every hand. All you can drink, all year round.
Woo! Next round's on Loveless.
Let fools be content with their fool dreams. Grant me the crown, and I will make our kingdom powerful beyond imagining.
Most powerful? Doesn't really mean anything, does it? Aren't you another one of Luis's flunkies, hound? Stop barking and get back to your master.
Always about that goddamn Luis. I've been in the guard just as long as he has, you swine.
Quite a lively crowd. Looks like a great many of them came all the way here to watch the competition.
That lad there, he's an elder, isn't he? Are you a candidate too?
Well, strike me down, you're right. Never seen one of you blokes before. Might be out of luck in the race, though. You'll not stand a chance.
Pay him no mind. A drunk's words weigh nothing.
Wow, there are fish swimming in front of the store.
Ah, I've heard of this. 'Tis on the customer to fish up a catch, and the chefs will prepare it for eating.
I admit, I'm curious. Shall I sing a shanty for you as you take up rod and reel, Captain? Is that really edible? It doesn't look quite, natural.
By all means, let us try it.
Did she even look at it?
Why, tis delicious! The aroma of the sea simply floods the mouth. Ah, and what splendid crunch it has.
I guess I'll try a bite. I mean, they wouldn't let us fish up anything outright inedible. I hope.
Can't afford to be too picky.
Well, at least it ought to be better than the cuisine we suffered in Martira. Ugh. It's rather slimy for my liking.
I said nothing since Hulkenberg seemed to enjoy it so much, but if you're going to eat an unknown fish, might you not at least sear it first?
'Tis fine enough without, I say.
You need way higher standards, lady.
Excuse me, friends. Don't mean to interrupt your meal. I'm Batlin, a church crier for the tournament. Maybe you remember me. Sounds like you made a hell of a splash in Martira, huh? Felling a vicious beast's one thing, but not many candidates took it figuratively.
With a problem like that, I had to do something.
Well, the rest of the candidates had to find themselves ahead for the lineup. Rather struck me when you all broke away from the pack so soon. So, do you have a head ready?
Well, let's see. Got a head right here, I suppose.
Lips sealed, huh? Well, I'm certainly looking forward to the exhibition then. Especially considering the diversity of your little party. I've always preferred to chase an interesting lead over a sure bet. Can't help it, I'm afraid. So, I'll have a keen eye out for you, all right?
That crier's an odd one. Not really what you'd expect from a Sanctus promoter. Who is he?
Rumor has it that young candidate hasn't brought ahead. Wonder what he's playing at.
Whatever it is, he's about to get a sharp lesson in the ways of the world, poor lad.
I think he's worth keeping an eye on. Keep it under your hats, chums. But his power may rival Count Luis. I think he's just the ingredient we need to, spice this race up a bit.
Right. Just got back from the pub, did you?
You wound me! Nobody trusts a radical, huh? I expect you'll see for yourself.
All right, then. Look at that.
Good night.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
The man's sloshed. Again.
What happened to waiting for our guests? You utter buffoon! Is this why you volunteered to stay behind?